You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now, or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
I really need to this.
You need to fix it.
I need to fix it, and I was telling Gavin before the show that I wanted to add sound effects this week, and once again, I've completely fucked it
Again.
all up.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
That joke's gonna not be funny anymore.
Welcome everybody to the It Takes All Kinds. Welcome everybody to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 65. I'm Gavin with the other host, Carson.
I'm Carson.
He's Carson. I'm Gavin, and he's you're
Carson. I'm Carson.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, you're good.
I didn't have my script pulled up. I had to close for a second.
Yeah, I know. DirecTV.
Gavin, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I've really had such a really long week. I feel like it was all right week. Just kind of doing my thing.
Working
On
the corner, or in the hospital.
In the hospital.
Don't lie to me.
The corner's only after midnight.
You work long days then.
Work some long nights, and make a
You're like Billy Joel working the 9 to 5.
I'm like Billy Joel working at the Mr. Cacciatari's down on Sullivan Street.
Is that
Heart
right?
attack, you know?
Not really.
You know that song? I'm moving out.
I mean, I've heard of it.
I listened to a lot of ABBA this week.
Okay.
I don't know. Somebody turned it on.
Feeling okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody turned it on in the IV room, and I was just listening to it. And it wasn't horrible, but it was like, wow, there's a lot of ABBA music that I have not heard.
You know, ABBA was the original Swedish House Mafia.
Like Aphex Twin.
Right.
They were the original Aphex Twin.
Right. They were the original effects.
Uh-huh.
They were the effects before the Twin.
Also, another thing that made me think of was, what was it with like rock in the 70s and 80s and kind of 90s that made people want to make operas or plays or musicals about their stuff?
I don't know.
Like Van Halen did it.
Right.
The Who did it.
Well,
ABBA did it.
Like we kind of technically talked about last week. Like even Genesis kind of did it without like specifically doing it.
Yeah. Like that's it. It's and I'm trying to think.
You say the Who did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they made a movie. I think Quadrophenia is like a movie that they made.
Well, Tommy.
Yeah, and
Tommy was the first
Mm-hmm.
one in '82.
So like,
I think.
like what was it? Like what?
I don't know.
Was it like the commercial? Was it just like the thing that was in that like record companies were like, oh yeah, everybody make this? That was just one thing that I was thinking of this week.
I guess so, but I took this is gonna be a humble brag.
Yeah.
I took a rock and roll history class in college,
And
and
you went to college, right?
I went to Duke. Sorry, Dookie University. And I even remember like talking about the rock opera craze and how like none of those albums did well though, but yet everybody did them. Like I remember
Rock
us
of
talking
Ages was
about
the
that.
other musical I was thinking of.
Who's that? Metallica? And then you
Def
got
Leppard?
Freddie
don't
Mercury,
know.
Freddie Mercury and the Queens
Yeah.
doing their bohemian shit. Where is Bohemia, anyways? Is that a country? Is that a state? That's the real question: is what is?
Oh, Bon Jovi. Yeah, Journey, Bon Jovi, and Def Leppard.
Jesus, everybody did it, really. And look where we are now. When's our rock opera coming out? Rock opera. The Rock Arena. The Rock Arena of Time.
Rock of Ages is also a live album by the band.
Well, that's a good band. Rest in peace, Ronnie Hawkins, one of the original members of the band, when it was called the Hawks. Recently passed away at the age of 87. That was the cannon shooting him straight to heaven to join
Speaking of-
Lee Von Helm. And literally
Speaking of cannon sounds,
every member of the band is dead besides Robbie
Van
Robinson.
Halen.
Robbie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week there was an unfortunate event that occurred.
That's a great thing to bring up right after I do my guitar solo.
Listen,
Gavin with the
listen.
great timing,
There's
as always.
nobody else who will do it like Donald Trump can.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, Bush. Oh. Ho.
Oh, Philly.
Oh. Ho. Oh, Paisan.
I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Jacqueline Cazares. Jayla Nicole Silguro. Jace Lovarnos. Jose Flores. Leila Salazar. McKenna Lee Elrod. Jack
There's nobody who will do it quite like him, and I think that was it's just everything that comes out about that Uvalde shooting was just fucking horrible.
Right. And let me just say,
The
it
guitar
seemed very
solo was
inappropriate.
completely
Well, no, it seemed very inappropriate. I'm playing these clanking sounds during it, but that's because I that is the most unsincere thing I have ever heard.
Yeah.
And
Whoever's on his team was
And
like,
so
this will
right.
get them to believe he's sorry.
so I apologize for doing that during that, but fuck.
All I have to
of what
say
he just
about
had
that
to
is
say.
that there is a lot of money going to these people who are saying we don't need gun control from the gun company and the
Right.
gun associations. Kind of weird. And the gun lobby, kind of weird that they're doing that.
Kind of weird to have a gun lobby.
We don't need, we don't need gun control. We need door control. I think we need everybody needs to come through the same door in and the same door out. And fire codes aren't even a thing in that. Like, I don't know.
I don't even know what that means. I'm a libertarian, and I believe that we don't need codes or restrictions on anything, especially the age of consent.
Yeah. And car and driver's licenses.
Yes. So, Gavin, as you mentioned, there was a horrible thing that happened that we're not going to go too far into because we've just been, you and I, and we have just been inundated with it for the past not even a week now.
Yeah.
It happened.
That's the worst part is that it has not even been a week.
Right. I think it'll be a week and 2 days. Was it on Wednesday or something?
Or Tuesday.
Yeah, it was sometime after we recorded the last episode. That's why we didn't bring it up last week. But it was horrible and it was terrible. And the reason I really don't want to get into it is because I don't really feel like
There's not anything
There's-
more that we could say that would
No.
bring.
and there's not really a solution that we can come up with that will happen for anything we can do. And that's just the sad truth of it. You know, the best thing we can do is vote. And as dumb as it sounds to say that, that really just is the truth at this point. You know, we vote as hard as you can, get a new door. But it was horrible. And now these, we get these just ridiculous apologies from people like Donald John President and Ted Word Cruz. And it's just ridiculous.
Stop
And
being a
we make fun of
propagandist.
it. And we like to make fun of it because it's ridiculous and it's insincere and it's stupid that these fucking lunatics who take the money are the ones who are trying to give their, what's the word I'm looking for? Condolences? Is that the word, Gavin? You're the word guy. And yeah, I mean, like Gavin said, what else can we say about it? Besides, it was absolutely horrible, and that's really it. If it was right after it happened, I would have more to say about it. But I think I'm
still pretty kind of pissed off about it. Just
right. No,
because,
me too.
a lot of the gun laws that are out right now basically enable this kind of thing to happen right now.
Right.
And one thing that I also found interesting is that in certain states, you can't sue the gun manufacturers
Mm.
for
I did not
making
know
guns
that.
because it's like, you're basically buying a weapon of mass destruction, and you're by buying it, you're saying that I'm responsible.
Right. Right. I mean, yeah. It's just a whole crock of shit that.
And
Yeah, I don't know.
it's the
I don't
American
know.
way. It's uniquely American, and
Yep. For a reason.
I wish that it wasn't like this.
No, me too. And but
it's everybody in power is gonna keep saying it's not.
Right.
Or that there's nothing they could do.
right. And I think the other thing about not going too far into it is, we do like to talk about serious things and sometimes depressing things, but we usually try to pick on the serious things that we can make funny and more uplifting, And not that we don't want to talk about this kind of stuff, but like also everybody else is having the same feelings about this as we are. Literally almost everybody. It's literally just
It's
like
ridiculous.
a small group of people
Right.
who aren't dealing with it and upset about it. And they're the ones who are making these things enacted. But I always want to make sure that, like, what we do is uplifting. We keep it lighthearted. We keep people's minds off of stuff like that. And, like, that's why I guess I'm like, I don't want to go too far into it. Not like trying to ignore it or mound over it, but just like,
We know it happened, and it sucks. And honestly, there's not really much that we can do.
right. So we acknowledge it and
We got to do what politicians do, which is just ignore and move on.
Right.
Acknowledge that, hey, thoughts and prayers, and
Smother it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we should stop the people from picking out in front of Supreme Court justices' houses.
Right. Right. Yeah. Don't go. Whatever you do, don't call these people. Don't engage with them in public. Don't do any of that. Okay. You
Don't
heard
do
that
it.
here. Don't call them.
Yeah, don't do
talk
it.
to them or anything. Okay.
Their phone numbers are publicly available, though, and you can look them up.
And they will be listed in the description. No, I'm not going to go through the effort to do that. That's too much work. Sorry. You could find them pretty
You can
easily.
find 'em. They're pretty
Everybody's tweeting about it. So, but don't do it. We should, let's get off this topic and let's do the one thing that'll lift our spirits, which is some good old fashioned farts and karkies. Oh, I forgot I left that on. Just go ahead and do that. There you go. Look at that. Oh, jeez, now I'm all weird. How did this happen?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Is it on? It's just not turned up.
Yeah, it's on.
All right, now it's on. So we got Gavin. Oh, I need to pay you, too. I forgot about that. I have to pay you for Panda Express. Even though you shouldn't make me pay for it because, folks, this is technically my birthday episode. Because it's my birthday when you're listening to this. It's the day after my birthday. It's June 3rd when you're hearing this. Did you say the dates? I don't know if you did or not.
No, I didn't.
Oh. We're recording this on Monday, May 30th. You're hearing this on Friday, June 3rd, the day after my birthday. You turned on the wrong... Wait, where'd my music go? Oh, there it is. So this is my birthday episode. Just get crumbs all over that. Alright, so I'll read mine first, and then you can read yours since I'm the birthday boy. Oh, I gotta eat it. You gotta eat a cookie or the wish won't come true. That's really good, actually.
Only 90s kids will remember this.
Only 90s kids will remember the sound of a fortune cookie.
Wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's your computer.
You saying I shouldn't turn up the computer?
No, I don't want this on at all.
Alright. Mute it. Mute it!
Carson, what's your fortune say?
My birthday fortune says, this is a good one. You will be trusted with a beautiful secret.
Okay.
They never put the numbers on them anymore.
I know. Well, Panda
Anyways.
Express doesn't.
All right, what does yours say?
Mine says your golden years are fleeting and you will be happy in another lifetime.
Wow. Isn't that beautiful?
That's so cool, isn't it?
Weren't you supposed to make one up
That's
Wasn't
that. What I did make it up. It says your golden years are fleeting, and you will be happy in another lifetime. That was the made up one. This original one says your golden years will be happy and fulfilling.
Oh.
It's like the opposite.
See, but you can't use big words with me because I'm probably not going to know what they mean.
Big word hard.
That's why you're supposed to read it like your golden years are gone.
Your golden
They're
years.
fleeting.
No, I gotta read it like. I read it like your golden years are fleeting, and you won't be happy in this lifetime.
You won't be happy until you die.
Yeah.
So get it. So get
a
to
move
it.
on.
Yeah. So I am turning 22. I'm 22. When you're hearing this, Gavin, wish me happy birthday, please.
You were born on 2/2/22.
I was born on 2/2/2.
Happy birthday, Carson.
2/2? You mean 6'2"?
2/2/2/2.
That's also how tall I am. Yeah, I'm 6'2". For any ladies who like me,
Damn, if you're 6'2", then
damn girl, if you're 6'2", hit my line. I'm looking for a real tall girl. This music. Yes, so it is my birthday.
so what are you doing? What are you doing for your birthday?
I
can't go.
Nothing much. Yeah, going out to dinner. You were invited, and now you're not going. And then I'm having some peeps over on Sunday. Have a little have a little bake sesh. Have a little bake. Get our token on. Get a little toki boki on about it. About it. Speaking of toking, we released a little. Sorry, Kevin's playing Mortal Kombat. Speaking of token, we released a little token like smoking weed. We released a little clip today. So thank you if you watched the people's reaction. So thank you for watching that. If you did, we appreciate it. And if you haven't, go check it out. It's fun. I did a little bit of editing to it, nothing crazy. Try to keep it as raw as possible, just like Eddie Murphy did back in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, he kept it raw, and that he raw dogged it. That's
It's the only kind of birth control I need.
Carson tells me all the time how much he loved Eddie Murphy and his brother.
Who's his brother? Freddie Murphy? Freddie Murphy? Mercury? Freddie Mercury?
Him and his brother were just comedic geniuses.
Who's his brother?
He's got a brother.
Freddie? Freddie Murphy? Freddie Gibbs? Did his brother do comedy?
Charlie Murphy.
I've never heard of Charlie Murphy. I didn't know he had a brother. Was he the donkey from Shrek as well? Shrek?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Michael Myers.
Michael Matthews. Mickey Mouse.
No, he was in
Rush Hour.
yeah, Eddie Murphy was,
Right.
but his brother was in the Dave Chappelle show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie was in Dave Chappelle's show, right? As well? Maybe? I've never seen Sorry, dude. I didn't know it was a touchy subject. Well, let's cut the shit.
Yeah, he was in Chappelle's show.
Chapels. You know, Dave Chappelle is a pretty good man. I think
Oh yeah, because
people got it all
Mur-
wrong.
So this is from Wikipedia. It says Murphy. This is Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother.
Right.
Gained national attention as a recurring performer on Chappelle's show, particularly in the Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Story sketches. And these, Murphy recounts his misadventures as part of his brother's entourage, including encounters with various celebrities such as Rick James and Prince. That's one where he's like, "I'm Rick James, bitch!"
Oh, really? Okay.
And there's one where it's like Prince. There's a guy dressed up as, I think it's Charlie Murphy dressed up as Prince, like stomping on, like jumping up and down on someone's couch, and it's like, "Fuck your couch."
What? I need to see that.
It was pretty funny. I loved Chappelle's show.
I haven't watched any of it, to be honest. I don't really know if I do want to see it because people talk about how much they love it, but I don't know. I'm not a big Chappelle. I can't watch his stuff now or his old stuff now and enjoy it. I don't know, kind of out on it.
Out with Rick James tonight, you know what I'm saying? And he comes out.
We can't play too long. We might get
Yeah.
get the ding.
I got pulled up.
We can watch it after. I have a little story to tell. that I teased to you. What are you popping popcorn over there?
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's done.
oh, let's eat it up. Yeah, I have a little story to share that happened to me on Sunday that I teased you with that I wanted to talk about.
Stop teasing me.
I'm sorry. it's
You
just-
were edging me all night last night about it.
Listen, man.
You
listen.
just kept saying like, "I got this story. I got this story."
Here
and
goes
I'm
the
like,
story.
"Here you go.
Oh, you want a little hint? Oh, I'm not gonna blow it though. I'm just gonna give you a little hint.
Yeah, just like
I
that.
don't know. Maybe I will. Okay, so
Where does this story start out, Carson?
the story all begins in the fall of 1993. Oh, that wasn't the right noise. This is the right noise.
Yeah, there you go.
So, in case you don't know, one of my many business ventures that I have.
It's got plenty of business ventures.
I do a lot of things.
It's got plenty of businesses. They're beautiful. I love the businesses.
One of the best businesses around.
They're the biggest ones.
The best businesses we've ever seen. One of the many things that I do that I've been doing for the longest is I buy and sell.
How do I say buy and sell? He's a
I-
scalper. He scalps
I'm-
tickets.
No, I'm a different scalper, but that's
Oh, okay.
that's what the Indians did in this John Wayne movie I saw last night.
All right. Yeah, what the Indians do.
They scalped him.
Scalp who?
A white man.
They scalped a white man?
Because they're on the Indians are trying to take the land.
All right. Yeah. So
And John
what about
Wayne
the
Bobbitt didn't stand with that.
Mm-mm. So
They like to be called Indians, right? Is that the
so
correct term?
like with so with your businesses, the bigger businesses than anybody else's businesses.
So one of my businesses is not John Wayne movies.
He would like it to be. So if there's John Wayne enthusiasts out there, hit him up.
John Wayne's in heaven, and
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy's in
Yeah.
heaven.
He sure is. He is not.
John Wayne Gacy's playground. So
AKA his basement.
right,
His crawl space.
the cellar. One of the many things I do is I buy and sell vintage clothes for a job.
And he scalps them. He scalps them.
I scalp them.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't need to restart it yet, but I didn't want to get into my story. And then
So anyway, I'll take a back seat. So anyway,
no, I would appreciate it if you didn't. So I buy and sell vintage clothes, and normally I get the stuff from thrift stores. And occasionally I will go to garage sales, and occasionally I will go to estate sales
and picket sales.
and picket lines
Mm-hmm.
where I'm trying to get jobs. So
And then it's back and forth.
and I started going to estate sales. I wasn't too sure about going to them for a long time, and until my friend Blake, who lives in Florida, who used to live up here, he'll send me estate sales and be like, "Hey, you should go check this one out. It looks like it has some good stuff." I look it over and I'm like, "Yep, that looks
Yep, looks good. I'm not
yep,
going.
looks good. Don't care." I mean, sometimes I don't go to them, but sometimes I try to. And so I'll do that every once in a while. Haven't had too much luck with a lot of them. I think I had like good luck with one of them getting some stuff, and the other ones have been kind of duds even when I've gotten there like super early, to be there. And so they've kind of been a hit or miss. And he sent me 2 this past weekend, and was like, this first one, he was like, it just looks like they might have good stuff. He's like, I can't really tell. And I was like, yeah, maybe. And then he sent me this other one that had these 2 MC Escher posters. And I I have a original MC Escher poster
He's a
from.
huge MC Hammer fan.
I can't touch this. I love MC Escher. Almost said MC Hammer. I love MC Escher, and I have an original MC Escher poster from 1970 for this gallery, and these are two other ones from 74. Or at least one of them was from 74.
Who knows when the other one's from?
Who knows? And we'll never know. So he sent me that, and he's like, "Those look really cool." He's like, just some other cool.
So
like,
is he like your manager
furniture
or
and
like
stuff? Yeah, pretty much. No, he sends me them
Nice, yeah.
because so he lives in the Keys, the Florida Keys, and there's not really much going on down there in terms
The
of
Florida.
like the Florida Dings. And there's not really much going on down there in terms of like vintage or thrifting, or there's occasional state sales every once in a while, or like garage sales that he'll go to, and he's gotten lucky on a few of them, but like since he doesn't really have that scene down there and like, likes to still be involved with it, he'll look for estate sales up here and then be like, go to these ones and like, we'll work out a thing where like I send him stuff or whatever. So
he's your manager.
he's my manager. And so if you need to contact me for any reason.
So what about the guy? Do you know another guy down there, right?
In Florida?
Yeah, who packs bowls?
Oh yeah, Donnie. My
yeah,
guy
yeah,
Donnie,
yeah.
he lives close to Miami.
Yeah.
Browerwood actually.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where XXX is from.
Yeah. So
So
estate sales.
do you want a bowl? Oh, okay, the estate sale. I thought you
Yeah.
wanted a bowl.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, not ever.
So I went to this. He sent me this one, and I was like, "That looks really cool. Would love that MC Escher poster. I'll try and go." So this one was Saturday and Sunday. Was planning on going Saturday morning before I went out for the day. Before I went out about my day, and just got a late start. Didn't get to go. Was like, I'm not gonna push it. I don't need to go. I was like, if anything, I'll just go tomorrow. So Sunday morning rolls around, and I'm like about to head there, and I'm like, man, I just don't really feel like driving 30 minutes there, and then like I have to drive 30 minutes back, and I'm just like kind of not really wanting to go, but I was like, you know what, I got nothing going on, just go and see if you have any luck, whatever. So I think it was like closing at 3, and it was about 1:30-ish by the time I got there. Really
so
cool.
they were holding everybody back like Black Friday.
like
and they
Black Friday.
were, like Black Friday, and they were holding everybody back, and they're like, no, you can't go. You can't go.
no,
Yeah.
you
They
can get the TV.
Yeah.
You can't get that Game
Yeah,
Gear.
Uh-huh.
You can get that Super Nintendo.
No.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I went there is because I just wanted to see the house. It looked like a really cool house, and it was super cool. So I walk inside, and like 90% of the estate sales I've gone to, like the houses are usually pretty dingy because like either somebody died and they were old and there's shit stains on the floors or whatever it is, and this one was no exception. It was pretty. It was nicer, but the carpet was stained everywhere, and it was just kind of gross. So, relatively busy when I walked in there. But whatever. So I walk in, look around on the first floor for a little bit.
Immediately start making out with the first person I see.
Saw one person. I said, "You're mine." I walked in and everybody's having an orgy.
Yeah, I walked in. There was a big fucking sex orgy. There's
And
no
I
other
joined.
types of orgy, by the way. Just look it up.
There are like cocaine orgy
Yeah.
and like orgy the band.
Mm-hmm.
So
You walk in.
I walk in, look around the first floor, didn't see the posters, didn't really see anything I cared about. Went upstairs, go to the right into the first room. Now, mind you, typically I go to estate sales to get clothes, to get vintage clothes. And this one literally, so on this website, they will post about estate sales.
EstateSales.com.
Estate.sales. They'll post about estate sales, and then they'll show pictures of like, the most sought after items, at least in their eyes, that, will get people to want to go. And usually they'll post if they have clothing. This one did not.
Okay.
This one did not post anything about having any clothing.
Hey.
And so I was like, I was not really expecting to find clothing at all. So I go into the first room and nothing. Go to the second room. Around the corner, and I see an open closet just filled with fucking t-shirts. And that's like a jackpot to me. Like, it doesn't even matter if I see
You
t-shirts.
see you see a full closet, you're like, boing.
And of course, I had been edging all day.
Ooga.
So this was pushing
Bong,
me
bong,
to
bong, bong, bong. And your teeth fall out piano keys.
This guy brought a frying pan in there so I could do that.
Yeah. Dong.
So I was like, sweet. So literally all the tees were vintage. They were like, everything in the house was like 99% like marathon t-shirts. Some of them were good. Some of them were some Nike tees, whatever. I won't go into the details of that stuff. But I had really good luck. Like every room had a closet filled with t-shirts or sweatshirts or like a bunch of clothes. Which was just like, it was just like I hit the fucking jackpot. Not of anything crazy, but just like a bunch of stuff. So I go through every room and I have like a pile of clothes in my hand by the time I'm done. And I go down and I'm like, how much is clothing? And the lady's like, oh, it's like $1 a piece. And I'm like, fucking bingo, let's go. That's, the best news I could hear. So then I look around that main floor a little bit more and then I go to the basement. Again, like a box full of t-shirts was down there. Look through all that, get a bunch of more stuff. I got like 2 posters down there. I go into this furnace room. Like
Mummy.
the mother load of t-shirts was in this like furnace room.
Oh, okay.
It was so, and a mummy was there, and he said, "Roar!"
He said, here's the t-shirt you're looking for.
Your t-shirt.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine.
And then he went back into his tomb. Anyway.
and I gave him a hash bowl to hit. And
Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
so
This shit is packed tight.
Holy shit. Johnny really backed this one tight, didn't he?
So you're in the furnace room.
man, I really can I contact Rob Zombie so he can cast me as Bela Lugosi in a biopic?
Yeah, biopic.
Oh, man,
The biopic.
The biopic.
Man, this
The biopic.
Man, this hatchful's really packed. This hatchful's packed really tight. It's really, really tight. You couldn't even fit any more ash in this bowl.
So the mummy came out.
Yeah. He started
so-
selling stuff for Donnie. And Carson usually drops acid before he goes into each estate sale just to see what the fuck he can find in his imagination
now
world.
is I really we need to create an infomercial with a mummy who sounds like that, who's like advertising our podcast for some reason. And it's like shot like a 70s like commercial where he's like,
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
ah!
Have you heard of the It Takes All Kinds podcast?
yeah.
We need to do that because that's funny. So I go into this furnace room.
Tons of acid.
Tons of acid.
Tons of acid.
I start going, "Oink,
Yeah.
oink, these strips of paper taste good. What do you know? I've taken 60 tabs by that point.
My brain is a hole.
My brain is completely smooth. So I walk into this furnace room, and there's shelves in there, and just like I said, just like even more T-shirts than like anywhere in the house.
And they kept multiplying. They kept multiplying.
Before you know it, I've made it to the center of the earth. Because there's so many T-shirts, I have gone all the way to the center of the earth.
Then you go to the
And they're
first
like,
room.
"Hello!"
You go to the first room. Then you go to the back room. Then you go to the room behind that one.
And
there's-
the furnace room leads into the carport.
Yeah.
The carport leads into
Yeah.
the basement
Yeah.
pool, and the basement pool leads into the.
Yeah, and then the T-shirts go.
And they just keep multiplying. They don't stop, and they don't stop, and they don't stop, and they don't stop. And then the secret
Like
monkey
this.
and the secret monkey man with his raincoat comes to me, and he says, "Well, give me your soul." And the mummy comes back out. Bunch of T-shirts in there. Look through all of those. Get like an even bigger pile, to the point where like my arm is like sore from holding all these T-shirts. And I literally was like, my knees were gonna give out. Like I'm not even joking. So I had lockjaw, and I said, "Whoa!" I had a stack of T-shirts that reached
all the way up to the ceiling. They were
past the ceiling.
Yeah.
There was like a separate hole that they were going through it.
And then you grabbed a sandwich like in Scooby Doo, and you made a sandwich, and you said,
And then my
"What,
leg-
like
and then my-
Scoob?
and then my
This
legs-
looks good."
My legs went like really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fast, and I
They-
slipped.
They made circles.
I slipped, and all the T-shirts stacked
Yeah.
perfectly on top of my
Yeah,
head.
uh-huh.
So I brought all those upstairs. Come back down.
Sorry.
You played a game,
Yeah.
and
Do it.
that the mummy? I come back down to look through more stuff because I went and dropped some stuff off. Came back down, finished looking through that pile, and then I look up on this higher shelf up above. Don't start because I know what you're gonna try and say, and I'm thinking it too. There was even more T-shirts up there. Okay,
You climbed up the shelf like a ladder. He was like, "Oh, what's all this up here?"
whoa,
And then, yeah. Then it's like, "Hey, boss, might want to come take a look at this."
boss, we got something going on here. Whoa. So there's 2 bags of T-shirts up there. I reach into the first bag, put my hand in there, and accidentally rip the bag wide open. It was like a paper bag. And whenever that happens, rat shit goes everywhere. This bag of T-shirts had definitely at some point had a rat family living on top of it. And so I'm like, okay. Because at this point, I had already gone through everything and put all of these T-shirts like on my. I've worn every single one of them. I know I put all of them like next to me, and so they had been all over my body already. And so I'm like, well, at this point, who knows what's
If
already
I
been
have
on
a
me.
fungal disease, I have a fungal disease.
Right.
If I get scabies, I have
Dysentery.
scabies.
So I was like, okay, anything in this bag that I don't absolutely need, I'm not going to get. And of course, there was like some of the best shirts in those bags. But so I took a few of them from that bag, and it was gross and disgusting, and I was grossed out by it, but whatever. So that was like the start of the weirdness. We haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
Oh, okay.
We haven't really gotten anywhere yet.
And
So
he's still cartoonishly stumbling around this furnace room.
eating the biggest sandwich you've ever seen
Yeah.
in one
Yeah.
bite. I open my mouth goes sideways,
Yeah.
and then I put it in,
Yeah.
and then it closes it
Yeah.
up and swallows it.
Yep.
So I'm done looking in the basement. I go upstairs. I drop even more shirts off up there. And then I'm finally say to the lady, what the fuck? No, I say, I was like, hey, there's these two MC Escher posters that you had, or that were posted on the website. I didn't see them. Are they still available? And she says, oh yeah, one of them sold yesterday, and we still have one more. And she's like, but it's in one of the bedrooms, or it's in one of the rooms, but we have it closed off right now, because there's a guy sleeping in there. And so I go, oh, okay. In my mind, just assuming that this is like a guy who lived there and was taking a nap, because like at an estate sale, it's usually before they really want to get in. It's usually before someone sells their house. And so I'm like, okay, somebody still lives here.
Whenever somebody's just about to sell their house, they like to sleep in it before they sell it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just one more sleep.
Yeah.
And so I'd assume that maybe this lady had also lived there, and she was actually the one running it. I don't know. But I was like, okay, so whatever. So I follow her all the way back to this very back bedroom, and she opens the door, and I go and I stand off to the side to, let her go in and get it and bring it back out. And so I'm standing there, kind of like, just kind of like put my head down, just looking around, and then I realize that she's waiting for me to go in there.
She's like,
And I was like,
"Are you coming?"
hello. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then I
Then you
walk
said- you
in.
said, I'm not so sure I could go in there.
I don't know, Mrs. Franklin. I don't know if I want to go in there. So I was like, okay. So I walk in, and master bedroom, big queen bed. There's just this guy sleeping in the bed. Not normally. He's like diagonal, like balled up, no blankets, t-shirt, denim overalls.
Okay.
Middle-aged guy, probably late 40s, I would say. Just seems like he's like completely asleep. And so I have to, the poster is right next to the bed. So I have to follow her all the way in there, get the poster, and then I turn around and realize there's even more clothing and t-shirts in this room. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then she was like, oh, yeah, you can look through all this clothing too. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then I was like, let me just set this down over here.
And then the guy wakes up and he's like,
What is going on in here?
So, and then she goes, yeah, no, you can look through any of that, like anything in here you can look through. I just had this room closed off because he wasn't feeling good, so we had him lie down. Never at any fucking point do I find out who this guy is. I have no clue who he is. She just, all she told me about this guy is that he's this guy. And he doesn't look like he's supposed to be there. He didn't look like any of the people working this estate sale. As far as I'm aware, he's just this guy to her and to me, obviously. So I guess my hunch is that maybe he was a worker there and wasn't feeling good and needed to lay down, or he was homeless and somehow ended up there and asked for a place to lay down. I have no idea. It was so weird. And so then I'm like, well, I really want to look through all this clothing.
he said,
So,
well, more for me.
I'm going to lay down. I'm kind of tired too. And so I'm like, well,
And you
fuck it. I mean, like, and I went, does that feel good?
Yeah.
And he went,
What are you doing?
so I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm going to look through all this clothing with this guy in here just sleeping.
He's
So
your mannequin that you can try on clothes with.
right. And I just threw hats on him and I said, I took pictures. I said, and I drew a big penis on his forehead. And I said, fuck you.
And then you start doing brain surgery on him.
Right.
Like, oh, you fell asleep at the party. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. You fell asleep at the party. Blah.
Could you hand me an
Scalpel.
Could you hand me an L4 scalpel? Thank you. So then I get to work and I get to looking through stuff. And she left the door open, which is free reign for anybody to come in. And so the first group of people walk in while I'm in there looking through clothing,
Fucking the body.
fucking the dead body. While this guy's sleeping very openly. It's not like it's hidden. It's wide in the open. It's the first thing you see when you walk in is this 46-year-old man or whatever sleeping on this bed. It's the first thing you see. So the first two people walk in, and I'm like, here we go.
This is
Because-
where this is. You say this is where the fun begins.
Pretty much.
Like
Because
Star
I'm
Wars.
literally, we had to wear masks. Fucking boomer. So,
Well, fucking lib.
which is great. So I could laugh under it and didn't have to keep a straight face. So these people walk in, and my assumption is they're going to go, what the hell? And walk out. Would be option one. That's what I would have done. I would have walked in, saw a guy sleeping, and walked out. Because you couldn't see me. It was like you walk in, bed right there. Around the corner is a closet, and over there is the shelf next to the bed. And so what I would have done is walked in, been like, huh? And then walked out. Not even gone any further. And then I was like, okay, the other option is they walk in, they see me and go, what's going on? Do you know what's happening here? Those are the one or two. Those are like what I would consider the normal reactions. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If that's not a normal
No, you're
reaction.
You're right.
So the first group of people walks in, and
They start fucking the body.
they start fucking me. No, they just don't acknowledge it. They just start looking around the room and look everywhere and look the things that are like practically on the bed and say nothing about the guy sleeping there. And they're making noise like, oh, look at this. Oh, my God, there's so much stuff in here. Oh, look at all this stuff. Like, it's not like they're not saying anything. They're saying they don't fucking shut up talking. They're just commenting on things in the room, but never say anything about this guy. They don't even look at him. And they're in the room for like 20 minutes. And they see me and they don't say anything to me. And then they walk out. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I keep looking. Second group of people walks in. Same thing. They're, oh, look, so much stuff in here. They don't ever acknowledge this guy at any point.
Then they start asking later, like, is this guy for sale? And then they start taking off his overalls and
Right.
helping him undress. Yeah.
And it was just the weirdest fucking thing. But every person that walked in was in there for like 20 minutes looking at stuff and never said anything about
And the
this
guy didn't wake up.
No. And I like dropped the whole shelf and he didn't move at all. I'm not even lying. I was moving something and then a shelf went bang, bang, bang. And then I was like, and this is when my back was facing to him. So I was like, oh, jeez, I'm going to wait. I literally had this thought where I'm going to turn around and he's going to be, he's going to be standing vertical
Straight
in the
up.
bed. Yes. He's going to be, he's just going to be just vertical. But I'm at any point never going to hear him stand up. I'm just
Yeah.
going to turn around and he's going to be like that. But no, he didn't move or anything. So he was very tired or something.
I mean, can you
And-
blame him?
Right. And so I just those two groups of people walked in, said nothing about it. And yeah, I mean, I walked around the bed a couple times and he fucking reeked like shit. Like just smelled like diarrhea. Absolutely horrible. And I don't know if this was from him or if this was get up like Tubby.
He's just making sound like, oh.
He
in his
wakes up
sleep.
and he looks at me. He goes,
Oh.
and then his head starts spinning
Yeah,
around
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really fast. I don't know if this was from him or if this was from the person who lived there, but
It smelled
I
like shit.
I glanced into the master bathroom, and I see by the toilet like a white wash rag with a giant brown stain on it that like had to be shit on the floor next to the toilet. Now this is a nice bathroom in a nice house. So I don't know if the shit smell was coming from that or if it was coming from this guy, but it
Both.
fucking reeked. It was, and so I just got my shit and got out of there as soon as I could.
I thought it was gonna be like a wrapped up piece of shit.
Yeah, I wish. In the bathroom? I didn't check, I'll be honest. I didn't go into that bathroom. I was not gonna.
You're gonna start checking the drawers for like, ooh, this toothbrush looks nice.
Ooh, nice toothbrush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start brushing my teeth with it. I wipe my face with a poop rag.
Yeah.
Kind of smells funny. I don't care. I'm colorblind.
What's a little shit anyway?
Get a little shit on my lip every day of the week. And yeah, then I bought like 100 t-shirts for like nothing and bought the posters and got the fuck out of there. And that was it. It was just such a weird experience. It was just very unexpected, and I
Now,
don't know.
This offers more incentive for you to go to more estate
Right.
sales because you don't. Maybe he starts showing up at every estate sale. He just starts passing out and taking a shit. And then
Every time I ask about
Yeah.
something, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in this room, but this guy's in
Yeah,
there
every
sleeping."
every time that you do it, every time that you go to one, like it could be 45 minutes away, 45 minutes west,
Right.
and then you're just like,
He follows me.
yeah, and then you like go to a estate sale and it's like a big farm and stuff like that, and they're like, oh yeah, no, we have the thing that you saw on the website is actually behind this door, but there's a guy in there. He wasn't feeling good, and then they move this book off the book. They like pull it back like a lever. Yeah, the bookshelf turns around and the guy's sleeping.
just right there on it's the bed, the first thing you see.
The same bed from the first one.
Yes. Where'd you guys get that bed? Oh, it's on an estate sale. We saw. We didn't have time to put sheets on it yet.
He's still there.
And
There's like a body. There's like a body shape, but it's under the covers inside.
and there's a shit rag in the corner. He wasn't feeling good.
They covered. They put the sheet over him. Like
Right.
they took the bed frame and everything, but they just left the guy in there.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says anything. So it's just like this hallucination that you
Right.
have.
That I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. There's just a
Like you're telling me
full
you do
bed
not
spread.
see this guy sleeping on that bed right now.
He's sleeping on.
Under-
He's under the
under-
sheet. He can see him. It's
Yeah,
perfectly,
yeah.
perfectly fitted sheet.
Fetal position
Yeah.
underneath the cover.
Same outfit, jean overalls, t-shirt. Oh, and dude, I could see
His toes.
I could see his ankles, and like
They were
I have
swollen.
never it was like his legs were like bright yellow, like jaundice, like crazy, like I mean yellow, but his like rest of his body was completely like stark white, but his legs were like bright, like neon yellow.
He pissed himself.
So I took a skin sample.
Yeah.
I'm still
And then
thinking about
Nardwar showed up
Right.
outside
They
and
said,
started
"So-"
interviewing. Yeah, started interviewing you.
So Carson here. So say do doodle do. I can't stop thinking about somebody buying a bed and perfectly setting it up with
leaving
a full
the man
bedspread,
right there.
full comforter on it. Someone goes and plops on it, and they're like,
Yeah. They're like, this is so comfortable.
"This is really."
This is the best bed I've ever
Do
had.
you feel like a lump in the bed at all? or-
There's like it, and you just hear like popping and like
Yeah.
horrible, inhumane, like
You just kind of hear him moan. Everyone's going.
yeah, like you just hear bones breaking underneath the covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an experience. Did that have the payoff you were hoping for?
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either. I really wish I was more inquisitive about finding out who this guy was, but I didn't know what to
honestly,
say.
I would have been speechless. I would have been like, I wish I didn't have anything to say about this, but like,
Yeah. I was.
yeah, I would have went up to the person and be like, did you call anybody? And they're like, oh no, it's just a guy.
It's just him.
It's just him. He's
You
just
know
around.
him.
He's around.
You know him.
Yeah, if you
It's
listen,
your brother.
if you were to pass out at an estate sale, we would do the same for you, Carson.
That's all I'm thinking about. It's just like what
You
happens
can
if
start
I
doing
get
that.
sick?
You should start being that guy.
I will. I'm gonna
And
turn
start-
into him.
Yeah, and start.
And then he's gonna show up at the next one and
yeah.
be like, he's gonna pull the shit.
Yeah.
Where he's like, mind if I lay down?
Yeah.
My stomach just hurts.
Yeah,
And he
there's-
goes in there, and I'm just
already there, fetal position.
yeah, passed
in the
out.
middle of the bed.
And
No
he-
covers, anything. No,
And
no
then
socks
he spoons
on.
me. No socks.
no
he had
sock-
socks on. I
Okay.
didn't see any shoes.
Oh well,
Did he have shoes on?
brown boots. That's what I imagine.
That's what I think.
That's what I imagine.
He either had socks or he had boots. I can't remember.
They were brown socks.
You know what? He had no feet.
He had gold toe brown socks.
I think the socks were white.
Piss yellow
think.
though.
No, just his legs. Just his legs. Hairless yellow legs.
You mean like this?
Straight out of a Goosebump
Yeah.
book.
Ding, ding, ding,
It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You were sleeping at this estate sale I went to. Well, I also have,
Recognize this.
and then I'm just like, oh God, why does it smell like shit?
Yeah, like the foghorn sound.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw a text, and you know it is with these texts.
Like this. No, not that.
Before I go into what I had planned, I wanted to talk about another thing that happened to me recently, since you didn't ask what I've been up to recently. I bought a bidet.
Finally.
What do you mean finally?
I
Are you trying to tell me something? You want to get one too?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were gonna tell.
No,
you were gonna tell me
finally.
I'm gay.
Yeah. You're like a little water touching your ass. I get it.
But it's in my bathroom because you will shit all over it if I put it in the other.
That's true.
Kind of true. I just don't care about the people who shit at my house. I'm still trying to go through this roll of Angel Soft in there. I hate Angel Soft toilet paper. It's horrible. So I bought a bidet.
Tears up your asshole. Really
Tears
does.
it right up, rips
Tears a
it
hole.
wide open.
Yeah.
Shit and blood for weeks.
Yep.
So I bought a bidet. Tushy brand bidet.
Tushy.
Top of the line. Pushy.
Tushy.
Is it tushy for you?
It's a tushy. Oh, tushy, 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 tushy,
Bill
tushy.
Cosby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you just need a tushy for your little
And a
pussy.
pudding pop.
Yeah, you just need a pudding pop for your tushy pussy.
So I bought it and I love it. My asshole has never been clean. You could eat a meal out of my asshole.
You know, you could have a whole bowl of cereal.
You could have a whole bowl out of my asshole. You could, if you were so hungry, you could
if
you
you
could
wanted
eat a
to,
horse out of my asshole.
If you wanted to, you could pack a bowl really tight in
You
Carson's
could-
asshole and smoke it.
Right. Donnie.
And then they pick him up. They pick Carson up, and your head is the they smoke
what?
you like a big old pipe.
Right.
Yeah.
They'd have to have someone down there with a blowtorch
yeah,
on my
yeah.
asshole.
Yeah. And then they pull it. Then they give you mouth to mouth. Yeah.
No, they do it through my nose. They have my mouth taped shut. And then my stomach is the water. And you see my
Yeah.
stomach like.
Have you ever seen those helmets where people get really high? Where they have like space helmets and they like blow smoke
Oh,
into
yeah, I
it?
think
Yeah.
so. Have you ever tried one of those?
No.
I haven't either. Oh, smart.
I just saw like a video of like some old people doing it.
You ever seen those
Yeah,
volcanoes?
I saw the Try Guys do it on some old people.
Hey, it's me, Keith, from the Try Guys. We're going to get these old people high as
fuck.
fuck against their will.
These sports
So-
volunteers.
I bought this bidet and got it all hooked up and was very nervous to try it, but very excited at the same
You
time.
use like a water fountain first, right?
I did. I said, I was like a little kid.
1, 2, 3. That's enough for me.
So,
My turn.
plug it in, blast it in my ass. Beautiful. It scared the shit out of me at first. I thought, oh, boy. It was very cold. And somehow I think the pressure has gone down, so I need to figure out what the fuck's up with that. Because at first it was like high pressure, and now it's like, now it is like a piss stream a little bit. Still
I know
gets it
some people
clean
have like
now.
heated.
No,
There's some that are like
so-
heated seats or like heated bidets
Right. So that's the thing
And
that
like a
kind of
remote
sucks.
where you can like adjust where it sprays.
Well, mine doesn't have a remote. The thing that kind of sucks is that there was like 3 different bidets at Walmart I could have bought, and
Walmart.
I recognized Tushy, and I recognized this other brand, Brondell. And I made the decision to go with the Tushy one because I've heard of Tushy and heard more people talking about Tushy and stuff like that, and nobody really
Tushy.
talks about Brondell, but
Tushy. Say you little tushy.
You guys got a Tushy bidet or not?
You guys got the tushy bidet. You just got
Tushy bidet.
They just got the Browndell soon right now.
so I think the Brondell had a little bit more
F.
oomph to it.
A little bit more brawn to it.
But here's the push. Here's the thing. Here's the thing
Here's
is
the
that the
pushy.
Brondell. Here's the puss. The Brondell was like $30, and the Tushy was like 60.
more
And
for
I'm
your
like,
buck.
well, I'm gonna get the Tushy, I guess.
I want the best for my asshole.
I want the best for my boys. Black.
I've been
Tar
I've been
hole.
blackballed from the league for because I use bidet.
I need my brown spot as clean as it can be. Cause I have people go down there.
I need my black eyed pea.
What I was
gonna
gonna say is when you brought up Donnie, your black eyed pea. When you brought up Donnie, is that him and I are actually probably gonna team up for a little like hash. We're gonna hash it out and have a little. We're gonna have like an It Takes All Kinds branded hash bowl that he's going to.
I've actually been talking to Jonah Hill and he's been making stuff for me to burn regularly whenever I want. And also there was that one article I read last week about the don't buy hash UC ACDC TV HGTV. And Joe Rogan was in on that too. He was really big on that article.
Yeah, so Donnie, we're gonna make our own It Takes All Kinds hash bowl, strain and hash bowl, and he's actually going to use my asshole to pack the bowls into.
Yeah, and then they smoke it like a pipe, like I said.
No, they're not smoking me, dude. That is just in your world, okay? This is the real world. He's going to pack the hash into my asshole and then
Like
put
your
it
real
into
asshole or like a
yes, my black eye. He's gonna pack it right into my tootsie hole.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Pack it right in my tootsie hole. Hammer it down, and then he's gonna pack it into the smoking bowls.
They get like the yeah, and
Yeah.
they chisel it in.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. He packs the hash boxes so tight that he has to chisel the hash out of the hash boxes.
Yeah.
Hash box 20.
Hashback cars.
Hash box romance.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm doing. That's what I got working on with Donnie. You can talk about your own Jonah Hill shit some other time. Can't really say I care.
Can't say I give a fuck.
Can't say I really care. Wow, what the fuck was I saying before that? I didn't even finish up what I was talking about.
You got a bidet.
Oh, I got a bidet. Oh yeah, so I bought the Tushy one, got it, installed it, and I wish it had more to it for as much as I spent for it. All you can do is you can change how far up or back the nozzle goes.
And then it also raises you up and down on the
Yes.
seat.
and sometimes it malfunctions,
Yeah.
and so you just go up and
Yeah,
down
yeah.
really fast, and
Mm-mm,
your head
mm-mm,
goes through
mm-mm.
the ceiling. My
Yeah.
head is through the ceiling
Yeah.
above me.
And then you like look around. And you're like, hey, this place is nice.
Oh wow!
Great place you got.
And then I reach over and I grab a sandwich and and then I eat their whole roast dinner. So, yeah, I was kind of upset with that. And then there's only 2 options to spray it up your bass hole, and then there's also a nozzle wash button, which I guess if there's any debris that get on the wash hole when you're spraying your Tootsie hole, you can just spray her down. And yeah, you take it off and you go, and you blow that.
Yeah.
So I was the other night. So I've had it for about a week now, I think. The other night, I was going to wash the nozzle because I think I sorry to get kind of gross, but
You got a little poopy on it.
no, I peed on it.
Dude, really? You're
And
an A?
And I was like, well, I don't want to. Let's just get that right off there. So I went to twist it to. Now I'm standing up
then
at
you
this
wa-
point. I'm
and
not
then you-
sitting down.
Pants still down.
Pants all the way to the ground
Yeah,
as I
and
pee
you
with
like-
my pants all the way
You
down.
have pee in there and you start just washing around
Right.
in there.
So I go to twist the nozzle to just do the nozzle wash, which just comes straight down, whereas the bum wash goes up and out. I thought I twisted it the right way, but I accidentally twisted it to the bum wash, so then it just sprays right at my stomach. And I'm like, well, that was bound to happen at this point. So I've already done that once.
Don't
Which
go, dude.
And I was like, oh, God, oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting in my mouth. So my recommendation is don't spray it while you're standing up.
Say it, don't spray it.
Say it, don't spray it. Wow, this thing is really fucked up now. Wow, this thing really fucked me up. Gavin, I got something. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Wait, before. Wait.
You can't interrupt the theme song when it comes on.
Whoa, hold on. I gotta go get a drink.
I'll play the theme song again. I'll take a Proctor Dipper. I'll take a Bonka Chunk. So this is a segment that I have coined called Look What I Found. I surprised Gavin with it a couple weeks ago for the first time. And that was the theme song for it. And pretty much is a segment where I find something and surprise Gavin or whoever our guest is with the thing that I have found.
Now, in previous weeks, you've shown me.
Lyndon B. Johnson's bunghole video.
Which is what spurred you to get a bidet, right?
Yeah, sure. And the first one was the sliders.
Yeah.
So now I present you with something that usually how these typically go is I will find these very late at night and think they're really funny then and still think they are funny, but maybe not as funny as I thought they were. I still think this is funny. I think this is more interesting than anything. So up late one night, not last night, and came across a channel of this guy, probably in his 20s, probably not too much older than we are, who, from as far as I can tell, opens up old cans of food from 70s, 60s, 80s, 50s. And
I think I've seen this guy.
Not probably, maybe. Not every time, but most times he will actually consume the product. So, this is his videos are very long. Too long, some might say. So we're not going to watch the whole thing. I haven't seen this one yet. I've only seen a few videos of his. So this one is drinking 1980s Welch's grape soda.
Holy fuck. No, I have not seen this guy.
You haven't seen this
No,
guy?
I haven't seen this guy.
His channel name, in case you guys want to go find him, and don't make fun of him. I like his videos. I think he's funny and stuff like that. His channel is New England Wildlife and More,
Okay.
which does not track with the content I've seen he's done. Maybe the and more, but not the wildlife part.
No, this shit's wildlife. let me
This
tell you.
shit's wild as fuck. I'll put the video up on the screen. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But
Without further ado,
without further ado, let's get into it. Drinking 1980s Welch's grape soda. How did it hold up over the years? No question mark.
Hey everyone, today we're going to be opening up and taste testing this really old Welch's grape soda.
holy
This
shit.
is either from the mid-80s
It's like folded.
through the early
It, like,
90s.
is-
Pressure.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find
Under
out.
pressure.
I spent about an hour online looking for this exact container. The only thing I could find was somebody selling it on eBay, and I could also find a few pictures of it, but nothing to tell me the date of it. Back
First of all, I don't want to pause it too much because that's going to be just a nightmare for me to edit. But the microscopes never had in the videos I've seen. The microscopes have never done
They've only
anything.
multiplied a number.
That was really there's always microscopes though.
There's just another one.
So I
Pops
need
up.
to know why. I don't know why there's microscopes. I have no idea.
then, dates weren't required. I can look at this entire container, not finding any dates on it. Up on the top, there is a code. It says 23385. It's possible it's from 1985. I'm not sure. I think it's probably later 80s than that, but it very well might be. They started using plastic packaging for soda, not every company, but the very first ones in the early 70s. Between 1970 and 75, a bunch of companies started using plastic instead because it was really cheap. Now, if you take a quick look at this container, you will notice that it's all
Whoa, he was in my
crushed.
left ear.
That scared the shit out of me.
Why is it crushed?
Why are you only in my left ear?
Because as soon as a soda goes flat, there's nothing keeping the bottle pushed out. And in fact, if I was to take this and put it back to its normal shape, the level of the soda would drop way down below where it was originally packaged. Plastic, to an extent, is in fact porous. Very, very slowly over the decades, it can evaporate through the plastic.
That's true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It is
He is a
this
scientist.
container is in remarkable condition for its age.
Did somebody put it like
Now,
in a
I have
bowl or
never
something?
tried grape soda before this old.
Oh, I
am
thought you were gonna say it all.
genuinely curious how it will taste. I've noticed dark sodas such as Pepsi or Coca-Cola seem to be absolutely disgusting after 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
But yet sodas that were
I
originally
wouldn't know.
clear, which by this time would become brownish tinted, but still you could still see through it. It looked more like beer. Usually taste fine.
Beer.
They don't
Really?
taste like what they were. It basically just tastes like sweet sugar water at that point.
LA Beast.
When I've always opened
tried
glass
the
bottles,
Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, Crystal Pepsi. I
Yeah.
remember that.
really
That's how I
feel
found out about Crystal
sometimes
Pepsi. Whenever they re-released it, really good.
the
I liked it
same
a
with
lot.
Never tried it.
cans of soda,
Hopefully they'll
cans
come back
of
out with it
beer
again.
I've opened in the past on this channel. But plastic,
He still is in my
since
left
it's a
ear
bit
though.
porous,
Right, he hasn't
and
left. Sorry
they
for
have a
everybody
gasket
listening.
that can easily fail. I never
When does
have.
he try it?
I have never found one that has
Probably pretty
carbonation
far
in
into it.
Now, if you look carefully, there's a bunch of rust. Something was
Oh,
dripping
yeah,
on
okay.
this.
Skipping ahead
Or
to
maybe-
344.
Here he goes. Wow.
Gotta
he's
bring
got
the plate
a
out for the
mic
soda.
right on
Let's-
top of.
Back and left here. Oh,
ad.
man, we got an ad from the Marriott Bonvoy. Thank you so much for advertising. And now we got an advertisement from Lily's. No sugar added.
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel. Salted car oil.
Is it gonna immediately suck air in
Ooh,
and
I'd like to see it.
reinflate?
No.
Oh, well, there goes my $20.
Nope. It was definitely new. You heard it crack.
Sounds like it's dusty, to be honest with you.
Check it out.
Okay.
What am I checking out?
See how the threads inside the cap and on the bottle are all dirty? It
Yeah.
looks like residue of the soda, so I think the gasket was leaking up here. That
The
may
gasket?
explain why the soda's missing. Because it takes an extremely long time to evaporate otherwise.
Uh.
Let's see if we can
No,
fix
don't
the
do.
can
Oh my god.
Scared
or
me.
the bottle a bit.
Oh, it's gonna get everywhere, dude.
It's
I'm
interesting to
fixing
me
it a
that
bit.
this is grossing you out so much because, like,
Yeah, it did go down.
he
slightly
tries
below
and
where it would have been when it was
opens up
filled.
way more disgusting
Get 'em
shit.
all
I
out.
know.
If I could get 'em all
This
out,
one was just
it
the most
would go
like a
down
most
and
popular
get 'em
recent
all
video
out.
that I went to.
What
So
does it smell like?
It's just the idea of doing this.
Wow, I'm surprised. It still
I'm
smells like grape.
surprised.
I
Still
did not
smells like
expect
grape.
that. I bet it's still gonna be purple. Let's see.
let's see. What?
It's gray.
What?
Not as purple as you would want it to be.
It looks
It's
so dark
more
in
of
the
a
bottle.
purple gray.
Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
No.
It hasn't been disturbed in such a long time. Can you see that little swirl of what looks like
Oh yeah.
dye?
Uh-huh.
It's like separated from everything else.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that. That's
Yeah, I kind of
terrifying.
mixed it in. Maybe if I pour more, you'll
No,
be able to
I can
see
see
what I'm
it.
talking about.
Okay. It's like a cloud.
Right.
It's like a
Not the shadows of it moving around.
Those are the things
There's
in
like some
Harry Potter that come and
tiny
haunt you.
little splotches
Dementors.
The
of
Demogorgon.
uh-huh.
blue dye. Weird.
So what I watched earlier is he opened up a can of 50-year-old pork and beans.
I think I might have seen that one.
Okay, I don't think he ate
It's
it.
gonna taste not bad.
Oh, hold on.
Let's see if I'm right.
I don't want to put my lips on that.
Oh, he doesn't care.
Oh, and he just starts convulsing.
Yeah. Well, that took him a while to swallow. Usually he's like right on it with the swallow.
Despite it being flat, I have nothing bad to say about it. I just didn't want to swallow it.
Oh, he
The
didn't
reason
swallow it.
being, you can see it's clearly open. Anything could have got in it. See the rust around the edges? That means it was exposed to dirty conditions. Something was dripping on it, or this was dropped in some really nasty, rusty water. Something's up with it.
With it.
Despite it being flat, it tastes perfect. It tastes like the day it was made. Despite it losing its color and going more to a grayish,
And
it
carbonation?
tastes
I just realized how
perfect.
much I love this outfit.
It's
Yeah, I was
absolutely
noticing
The
that.
perfect.
orange belt and hat.
I wonder how much they've changed their recipe since it was made,
We can compare.
because it has such a long aftertaste. It's still in my mouth a few minutes later.
Then he leaves.
The taste is so strong. I love it.
Wait, what was it then?
Well, I hope everyone liked today's short video.
Then.
Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
I gotta see why he leaves.
I do keep these products
Oh, okay.
around if anyone else has any kind of ideas of what I can do with it. Unless it's like a can of food where I have really no way of sealing and preserving it in a...
He's got that northeastern drawl. With it. That's what the that's what they say in Philly. You want cheese with or without. With it. So that's what I found. I watched a video of him earlier where he tried 1980s Hershey's cocoa powder. And I think he never mentioned anything about spitting that one out. So I don't know why this one. And that one, the whole can was like rusted, and he said it smelled like potting soil. Very interesting guy. So shout out to New England Wildlife and more. Go give him a follow. Check out him open up his cans.
His northeastern.
His Northeasterns with it. If you with it, go watch it.
Can I show you my thing that I found?
Sure.
I think I showed this to you last week.
Right.
But, this is from Silent Movie GIFs on or GIFs on or whatever on Twitter. They tweeted, between the 1890s and 1930s, stage train crashes were a popular attraction throughout the United States. Tens of thousands of people would gather to watch two old trains be smashed into each other. And the reason why I even got into this was because there was a tweet that was like, I don't know why these ever went out of style, and then it turns out that they were like mad, like people would die like pretty frequently.
Right.
You know.
That was like
So-
the one I read about it was something like so many people died from it. I mean, I just wish that they would do them again. I mean, maybe it'll happen to us. Maybe we'll get in a train crash one day. Gavin, anything else you have to share, or shall we get into what we're listening to? You look
No.
nervous.
No, I got it.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah,
Gavin was
I-
having a little trouble trying to figure out what he was
I
listening to.
jiggy.
I jibber-diggy it out. So, what you're listening to is a segment we do every week where Gavin and I share what we're listening to this past week. Usually it's a song, album, occasionally an artist, and we share it with each other and try to get the other person to listen to it. Or we try and get the audience to listen to it. We also...
Did you ever listen to Lamb Lies Down?
I didn't. I want to, though,
Okay.
besides what you played for me. We also, in case you didn't know, on our Instagram, which is It Takes All Kinds podcast, we'll post usually that weekend or a couple days after the episode goes up our recommendations. So if you don't want to go back and try and find it, check our Instagram stories. You'll see that. You'll see what we're listening to. You'll see who it was. If we have a guest on, we'll post theirs and yada, yada, yada. So, would you like me to go first with what I'm
No, I
listening
got
to?
it.
Let's go. I want to hear what you're
I'm
listening
recommending the band Ginger Root. They came up on my Spotify, just on like a song radio. So it plays songs that are similar to the one I was just listening
to.
to.
Pandora.
Yeah, but I pay dollars for it.
What?
I pay money for it. I pay money for Spotify.
Oh, but it has a radio on there.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. I thought you were talking about two different
No,
things.
it's like
I
a
got
song
lost.
radio.
I got lost, but I'm back.
I really like their top 3 songs. I think that are streamed are Loretta, Le Chateau, and Weather. The album cover is really cool. I like Weather. I like this album cover.
Is this a new or old band? I've heard
New.
of Ginger Root. Okay, I thought
This
so.
is new. It's a guy named Cameron Liu, and it's aggressive elevator soul. That's what he calls it. But it's like bedroom pop, psychedelia, dream pop.
I like that name though. Aggressive. What was it?
Elevator pop.
I like it.
Aggressive elevator soul. Sorry.
Soul.
So I like his sound. It's very kind of like night driving kind of stuff. Like when you're out driving around.
Right.
I haven't, but I'm just saying whenever I drive around,
And you don't think.
and I don't think whenever I drive, I just kind of
No.
I turn to an NPC and just fall asleep at the wheel all the time. So
You plug into your Neuralink and let the
Yeah.
wheel, let the Jesus take the wheel.
yeah. Yeah. Do like the anime girl face where
Yeah. What is that called? There's a name for it.
I don't even want to say it. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
what
I don't
it
know
is,
what
but
it is, and then I say exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's called.
It's the Waitaku face.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. If I start trying to make up names, it'll be racist. So.
I'm Rick James.
And we
bitch.
all know how that goes with Yoko Bongo. There should be a band called Yoko Pogo. So you're recommending the band Ginger Root? What were some of the songs you recommended?
Basically the top 3: Loretta, Le Chateau, and Weather.
Nice. Well, I'll have to give it a listen too, because I do like stuff like that. Are you looking for something that you're about to say, or do you want me to go on, or you want to find
Keep
what-
going. I'm looking for the face name.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this week I am apologies for this, but I'm back to my old dirty ways. I'm back and I'm back into listening to and finding new metalcore and hardcore.
I think it's Ahigao. Ahigao.
That sounds right. That's not what I was thinking of though. But yeah, that is it. Yeah. Do you find some good pictures? Are you finding some good pictures of some curiously young Asian women? Suspiciously young cartoon Asian women. So I'm back to my old dirty tricks, and I'm listening to these. Yep, that certainly is what it is. I'd appreciate it if you would take that off of the screen. A Wahigo. I had a nice Wahigo steak the other night.
Yeah, that's Wagyu. That's Wagyu. Wagyu.
Wagyu? Excuse me? You
They have
swine?
stickers.
Let's buy them.
Yeah.
We'll
put it on
put
your laptop.
We'll put It Takes All Kinds on it.
Yeah.
I'm debating. I'm gonna stop real quick. I'm debating about putting stickers on it. I just don't think I will. Though.
No, I did it to my school laptop, but
All the cool people do. Friggin' Vic Berger, DJ Doug Pound have stickers on theirs, and so does Mark Rubier.
Mark Rubio.
Marco Rubio. Oh, speaking of, I did a little edit, which I need to put in my link tree, of Mr. Mark Rubier from when he was on Office Hours. I did a little edit with it. Did you watch it yet? You can say no, I don't care. Did you, Gavin?
No, actually, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of trippy.
Did you
hard to
watch the whole thing?
Not the whole thing.
Okay.
Just like about half.
Because I think the ending is where the best stuff happens.
Yeah.
But go watch that if you want to. I'm gonna take a little break to say that. I did that, and it was fun, and I like Marc Rebier. So back to my old dirty tricks, like usual. Recommending a. What even was that? I didn't even saw what that was.
Headset.
Oh. I am recommending a mathcore album by the band Converge. Now this guy I follow, shout out to Finn McKinty, who does music type video content on YouTube and talks a lot about hardcore and metalcore stuff. And he posted a meme the other day that was like every mathcore musician's bedroom. And it was like, just like gross. And it was like, there's like a bong in there and stuff like that. And there's this poster on the wall of this album artwork.
Aphex Twin.
Of a Wahigo face. And I was like, what is that from? I'm like, because I like mathcore, but I didn't know what that was from. And so I looked it up. I just looked up mathcore bands. It's the first band that showed up, and it was Converge. And I was like, oh, I've heard of Converge. I've never listened to them, though. And so I'm like, I want to listen to this album that was like on this like, fake jokey meme thing. And I just instantly was like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I just loved it. I think I've realized that I love mathcore more than hardcore or metalcore because I love the band Botch. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. And I've fallen in love with this band Converge, but I'm specifically...
Rock on, man.
I'm specifically recommending the album Jane Doe from 2001 from the band Converge.
So, hold on. I can write that down.
It's a very, very good and also just like weird in a good way album.
Jane Doe
by Converge.
By what?
Converge. Converge.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Songs I'm recommending off of there are the first song on the album, Concubine. I mean, I know you gotta
it kind of goes without saying for that one. That's all I got.
Right. Which is not my favorite song. My favorite song is actually the last song called Jane Doe. It's an 11-minute song, but it's just very, very good. Also, Phoenix in Flight is really good, and so is Distance and Meaning. Now, I've just cracked the surface of this band.
This is nothing like Jane's Addiction, right?
No, or The Doors.
Okay.
And I've only listened to 2 of their albums so far, and they also have like collaboration albums like from like the late 90s with other bands, which is like some shit I didn't know people were doing back then and stuff. It's just really cool, and I'm just excited to get more into it because they've been around since 1990, and like their sound is like so crazy for when it was out. So go give that album a listen if you just want to play some weird shit that's also fun and good and
weird shit.
Anything like that. I think I've realized I like mathcore a lot, though. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
Let's get out of here. I can't ramble about mathcore anymore.
My head's gonna explode.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 65. Keep watching, keep sharing, keep listening, keep posting, keep listening, keep doing everything you want to do. We're gonna keep listening to you. You keep listening to us.
Maybe. See, this is why I wish I would have done something sooner, but could be a guest sometime soon. Maybe next week.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Sorry, we didn't know now. Well, actually, with this guest who I'm specifically talking about, we will post in advance to hype that guest up. So you will know before. I'm just sorry I can't share it now. If they are going to be on next week, I have no idea. But we will post about it once we know.
All right.
And thank you for any new listeners who came over. We appreciate you being here. We hope you stick with it.
Come on over, hang out.
Don't really give a fuck if you don't. We're going to do this either way. I don't know. Just saying it.
Hello there.
Can I just say it how it is? Is that okay?
Yeah.